Loose Women. Today we're going to be discussing an issue close to our hearts as mothers, the starting age of formal education.
Well, currently in the UK, children start school at the age of 5.
As you can see via this table, many European countries have a much later starting age.
Yes, Lindsay, currently in the UK it's one of the lowest ages.
Now we're going to go over to when I went to Sweden to visit our Swedish correspondent Suzanne.
My name is Suzanne and I'm currently a childcare practitioner working at a kindergarten at the Old Town in Sweden.
Hello, so how is the school starting age in Sweden different to the UK?
Well, in Sweden, children do not start mandatory school until the age of 7.
That's interesting. So what do children do for childcare until the age of 7?
Well, parents and children are provided with preschool systems known as kindergarten, which provides them with opportunities for schooling in childcare before the compulsory age of 7.
So the focus is more on play than structured learning. So is every child entitled to a place at kindergarten?
Well, every child is offered a place starting the fall term of when they turn 6. However, parents can place their children in the kindergartens at an earlier age.
So do parents have to pay for kindergarten?
No, kindergarten is publicly funded, but if parents want to send their children to independent schools, they have to pay fees.
So how can children starting school at a later age be beneficial?
Well, we found that more children starting school at a later age have more opportunities to gain better social skills and through play and less formal learning. They are also provided with more free time to socialise.
How does a school day allow for less formal learning style and still prepare them for starting school?
Well, the kindergarten provides preschool classes in the morning which focuses on play and choice in activities. Then in the afternoon the children are given more opportunities for formal training such as reading and writing.
That's all very interesting. So what's your overall opinion on children starting school at a later age?
Well, I believe that it allows children to develop more in both traditional and social skills. Children need time to be children and play. We have found that through nursery that most children are not ready to start mandatory school at an early age, and therefore we should provide them with opportunities to become more academically ready, therefore having a better start in life.
Now back to the studio. Well, today we are very lucky to have two special guests, Jess from the Too Much Too Soon campaign and Rachel Wallace from the Northern Ireland. Jess, can you tell us a little bit about the Too Much Too Soon campaign?
Here at the Too Much Too Soon campaign, we believe strongly in a much later start to formal education so that all children are given the time to reach their developmental capabilities before they start formal education. Therefore, they can all get the same equal footing when they start.
Thank you, Jess. Rachel, can you inform us on the starting age in Northern Ireland?
Yes, Lindsay. The starting age in Northern Ireland is the lowest compulsory school age in Europe, with a starting age of 4.
So do you think starting this early is beneficial?
The system in place in Northern Ireland for years now, and I've never felt the need to increase the starting age. In fact, according to research, Eurodice highlights that there's been a trend in Europe towards regarding children to starting school at a younger age. A number of countries have actually lowered their starting age, for example Poland and Romania, which have both reduced their starting age from 7 to 6. In regards to countries with an older school starting age, they appear to have a structured preschool provision in place for a period of 1 to 2 years, which I believe is quite similar to starting school earlier.
Can I just cut you in there, Rachel? It has shown that a number of countries within Europe have had a higher level of academic achievement and child well-being through starting later. For example, a study from New Zealand has shown that those children who started school later had a more positive ethos towards reading and a bigger enjoyment for reading than those who started school earlier.
This has also been found in Finland, as it is consistently among the top performers, yet spends the least amount of time in the classroom. Finnish pupils start formal education at 7 and enjoy 11 weeks from a holiday, yet they are one of the highest education standards in Europe.
So what do you think about that, Rachel?
Well, we believe starting school younger allows the children to learn the more formal skills inherent in the curriculum from a younger age, therefore giving them a head start in their learning. The foundation stage of the revised curriculum gives us Northern Irish teachers more flexibility in how we teach the younger children in the first 2 years of their primary education. However, we are encouraged to place great emphasis on play. Nonetheless, we still introduce reading, writing and mathematics in the foundation stage, as we believe this to be a vital part of our curriculum.
That's all very well and good, but I believe in England we are suffering from what I call a developmentally inappropriate practice, where we are setting children up to fail, pressurising them into formal education. The DfE themselves has proven that as extended provision of early years is of particular value, especially to those children from disadvantaged backgrounds.
Well, according to the Cambridge Review, our starting time dates back to the Victorian era, where it was more about child protection and social conditioning rather than learning.
So in relation to what Jess and Lindsey have said about disadvantaged children, starting later. How does this work within your system?
We believe an early start provides an opportunity for children from disadvantaged backgrounds to make up the deficit in their academic skills.
There is also a Scottish report that suggests children don't suffer from starting school at the age of 4.
Well, what about more flexibility in the school starting ages? It's been suggested that schools in the UK should allow a 4-month flexibility in the starting age, so that older, more able children could go up a year and less able children could spend more time in preschool. Have you thought about integrating that into your work?
I considered this, however, the disadvantages massively outweigh the advantages. I'll give you some examples. So, by having a wider age span, it makes the class too diverse for us as teachers to manage effectively, and also, we believe that older children might feel alienated from the younger classmates, which in turn can cause behavioural problems.
Back to Jess. So, what evidence do you have to support your campaign?
I have the support from various psychologists, scientists, practitioners and parents that say starting school later would be much more ideal for children within the UK. Scientific evidence has demonstrated to us that between the ages of 4 to 7 years old, children develop most holistically. This has also shown us that between the ages of 6 to 7, children grasp meaning of the world and make more connections during this period. We suggest to you that surely this would be a lot more beneficial for children to start between the ages of 6 to 7 than it is at the current starting age.
This is also shown in the Playful Brain Venturing to the Limits of Neuroscience that found that playful activity from an early age leads to the growth of more connections between the neurons, particularly the frontal lobe, the part of the brain responsible for a uniquely human higher mental function.
That's an interesting point, Lindsay. However, in Northern Ireland, starting school at an early age is very popular amongst parents, as they want to provide their children with the best chance of education that they can. What are your views on this as mothers?
I feel that a child should start school when their family is ready for them to start. It feels like children are spending less and less time at home with their families. This was an issue raised in 2007 at the Teachers' Conference, that children are spending little time with their own families and are showing signs of aggression and desocialisation, taking their behaviour from peer groups rather than an adult role model.
Well, my child is ready for starting school at the age of 3, so an early start for my child would be most beneficial, provided with more opportunities to learn more formal and social skills, allowing them to get a head start in life.
Thank you to our special guests, Suzanne, Jess and Rachel.
Thanks for having us.
It's been a pleasure, thank you.
We welcome your responses to the online poll and we'll see you after the break. Welcome back to the show. We've had comments flooding in from the general public regarding the starting age of formal education. Let's go over to our bloggers, Louise and Mary, for more information.
Hi Lindsay, well so far, according to our online poll, 52% of our viewers believe children should start school at a later age. That leaves 48% still agreeing with the current starting age.
Oh Louise, those results are very close indeed. Have you received any interesting tweets?
Well, actually I have. There's one here from Chelsea who poses a good question about where the funding would come from for an extended early years provision in the UK, as crippling childcare costs are a great worry for parents already. Have you noticed any contrasting comments?
Well yes, Louise, I've just received a tweet here from an English teacher who empathises with both arguments. However, she's noticed throughout her years in teaching that there's been pupils that haven't been ready for education at 5 years of age and believe starting later would be more beneficial for them.
Some interesting comments going on here.
Thank you guys. I'll come back to you later on in the show.